Hi, this is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. I'm here to do a movie review of the NTR biopic, the first part, NTR Kathanayakudu. So they've split up NTR's huge, momentful life, dividing basically his rise as an actor and his extensive film career. And then about the last 30 minutes or so, he starts having thoughts of going into politics and is studying and is moved by the plight of the people. And then the ending of the film is the declaration of his party, his new party. So the second half of the second part will be coming out in a month, and that will deal with his political life. So this film is directed by Krish. It's produced by NTR's son, Nandamuri Balakrishna. He embodies his father. He acts as his father. Now, Balakrishna is 57 or 58 years old. So he's playing his father from the point when he's, 26 or something, and just starting in acting and all the way through his life. And while I think I am no NTR expert, I've only seen Maya Bazaar. That's the only film of NTR's that I have seen the whole film. I've seen clips of him and pictures and still pictures and so forth, but that's the only film that I've seen. From my perspective, I thought he did a good job. It's just I'm wondering if another family member or somebody could have played NTR as a very young man starting out, because I thought Balakrishna maybe looked, the makeup was very good. They'd styled his hair. You know, he looked much more youthful, but still not a young 26-year-old. For me as an outsider, I was so glad that I had seen Maya Bazaar, because I thought one of the highlights of the film is the moment when you see him stride out in the makeup, dressed as Krishna for Maya Bazaar. And they kind of amp up the drama by having Prakash Raj play a producer, Reddy, who is, so why are you having him play Krishna? Like, he's never going to look the part. What are you talking, and then just the awe that everyone has as he comes out and he just looks so perfect. That was a highlight of the movie for me, and I'm sure for everybody in the theater. Nithya Menon plays Savitri beautifully in this film. You have Rakul Preet play Sridevi in a couple of scenes. And Vidya Balan plays NTR's wife. She is presented as basically saintly. And maybe she was, I don't know. But Vidya Balan, this is her debut in Telugu film. I'm pretty sure her voice was dubbed throughout. I thought she did, for the way her part was written, she did very well. At the most, she just is the saintly wife who supports anything her husband does, including being crazy and running off to be an actor and quitting a job after the first 3 weeks. She has a very emotional scene when one of their sons passes away. Otherwise, she doesn't have a lot to do. I was very amused, though, at one scene when NTR is older and she kind of gives this look like, really, you're dancing around with a 16-year-old, basically, was kind of her look. And then one of the daughters is like, Daddy, she's younger than I am, so that was a funny scene to me. This film wasn't really made for me, but I was curious, as someone who didn't grow up watching NTR, who doesn't really know a lot about him, is it something where I could really learn about him through the film? I don't know that I really got a measure of the man, because I felt like it was a series of vignettes, key scenes from different films, little clips of songs here and there, and key moments in his life. It didn't have the gripping narrative that, for instance, Mahanati did, because Savitri's life was inherently full of conflict and drama. Like, her life alone was filled with so much drama, in addition to what she was putting on screen. All of her relationship with Jiminy and the way she gave away money and her alcoholism and her illness. Like, there was so much drama in her own personal life to cover in that film. And this is a film about NTR that is a tribute to him. And it's almost like a documentary style in that we're just going through the different highlights of his life, but there's not sort of a narrative theme or a drama to it. And I didn't feel like, okay, I'm watching this person really change. And the dialogues that were written for him, I mean, I guess the best way to put it is that they were dialogues, and it wasn't. There weren't a lot of scenes where I felt like, okay, this is the natural person. This was the real person behind the, star on screen. It was like, I don't know, he was always larger than life. Maybe that was true. I don't know, but it just felt sometimes like he was saying things as if they were a dialogue when it was just a very natural family scene or something. And the film didn't completely work for me. I didn't love it in the way that I did Mahanati. Now, I admired several things about it. They were meticulous in the way that they seemed to recreate scenes and costumes, and some of the scenes when he first started acting were so amusing. Like he was supposed to be a police constable and break up a riot, and he like totally got into it and started whipping people with his policeman stick. He just really went for it. He was told to be natural, and he just went crazy on everybody. So those were amusing of him learning to be an actor. Another highlight for me was an actor that I'm not familiar with. Sumant played ANR, and I don't think I've ever seen him in a film before, but I couldn't wait to run home and check that he is indeed ANR's grandson, because I felt like he looks so much like him. And he is much younger, I think, than Balakrishna. He really could span from when he was supposed to be very young to an older politician that then is working with NTR at the very end to form the party. But I really enjoyed him. But again, they didn't play it off as, oh, we're in conflict. It was always, our relationship is so jovial and friends. Maybe that's the way it was, but I'm just saying there wasn't a plot of a rivalry or anything like a conflict. It was just all, here's another great thing that happened, and here's another great thing that happened, and here's another great role that he had, and here's this great thing that he did for charity. It was just one thing after another tribute to NTR, which made the film sometimes feel slow. It's almost 3 hours in length, and I'm hoping that the inherent drama of his life as a politician will just create all that conflict and drama to the story of the second film. I'm definitely going to go and watch it, because this is an education for me as well, to learn about someone who's so important to Telugu cinema and to Telugu politics. It's an education for me. I wasn't the only one, though, that was a little restless with the length of the movie. I was surprised. This was a 2:30 movie in the afternoon here in Chicago, and the theater was, I don't know, about a third full, but I was surprised. I thought I would be there almost by myself. But there were people that kind of pulled out their phones and were checking their phones during the film. So it wasn't just me that got a little restless. I would also say the title sequence was one of the best parts of the film, which seemed to show all sorts of clips along with this rousing song about showing all of NTR's roles. That was really super fun. I loved that. I mean, there were some credible things that I guess were from real life, of him playing Ravana and standing still for hours and hours so that they could do the special effects of all the 10 heads. Just some amazing things that he did, his commitment to making Telugu cinema great. So when I got out of the theater, though, there was already a crowd lined up ready to come in to the next 6 o'clock show. So I think it's going to have a lot of advanced bookings of people. It's a Tuesday here in Chicago, and people were ready to see this movie. So I'll be interested to see what the audience reaction is. I think if you're a fan of NTR, you're going to really enjoy revisiting all of these moments of his life. But if you're like me and you're more of an outsider, or maybe a young person who didn't grow up watching every single one of his films, I don't know if the film is going to be as compelling for you. But I'm still glad that I saw it, and I'm especially interested in that actor, Sumant, because, and I looking him up, I saw that he did a remake of Prithviraj's Classmates, the originally a Malayalam film, so I'm going to be interested in maybe checking out more of his work because I thought he was particularly good in the film, and I hope he has. I assume he'll have also a continuing role in the second part of the film. Rana Degabati has a very small part at the end, playing NTR's politician son-in-law. So he only comes in the last, I don't know, 15 minutes of the film, a few scenes. I'm assuming he will also have a bigger part to play in the second chapter of the film next month. I'm really interested to know, when you see the film, what you think about it. You've probably grown up watching NTR movies on television and so forth. And how did you think his son did? Did he capture his father? To me, I thought he did, but I'm an outsider and I haven't watched, 100 of NTR's original films to really judge. So I'm seriously wanting to know your reaction to the film and how you enjoyed it, or if you didn't enjoy it. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Please do subscribe here to the Pardesi channel. If you hit the bell, you get a notification whenever I have a new trailer reaction or film review. Follow me on Twitter at PardesiYT, and please do like and share this video.